Today, schools across the Bay Area are preparing for student walkouts today. It's all part of a nationwide shutdown in protest of the recent ICE enforcements we've seen in Minneapolis. KRON 4's Will Tran live for us in San Mateo with the latest this morning. Will?
Well, James, right now, students and teachers, they are inside San Mateo High, but for many of them, not for long, because in about 90 minutes from now, a lot of them will be leaving the classrooms, saying we're done learning, and now we want to teach. Let me show you video. This is around 7:50 in the morning when teachers, they were outside before school started. They were greeting their students. You can clearly see they're holding signs, they have bullhorns. They are in solidarity with the community and many of their students and with Minneapolis with what's going on with ICE. They don't want ICE in their schools, they don't want ICE in their communities, and that's why they will leave school today at around lunch. They will join nearby schools, and then they will get together for a massive rally at Central Park in San Mateo, and that will go on pretty much until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Now, we got a chance to talk to a student. Here's why she was so passionate about today.
I think it's important for all the students to show what they believe in and like where they come from. And I think it's like an amazing opportunity to come out here and just show what we have.
So this is called nationally, James, Ice Out Day of Action. So not just here, we've seen it all week. Many students throughout many school districts in the Bay Area, they also walked out as well. So don't be surprised if either your fellow student is not in school because that's their form of protest, or they walk out. Not just schools, but also workplaces and businesses. As activists, they got to line online, and as you know, it is easy to mobilize now with chat rooms and being online. They're also encouraging people not to show up to work and businesses to shut down, believing that if the Trump administration doesn't listen to protests and honking, maybe the Trump administration will listen to lack of commerce. Back to you.
All right, Will, thank you very much. And pushback against ICE is also being seen in the South Bay, too, where officials there are sending a warning to the Trump administration. If administration officials have plans to deploy ICE over the weekend or over next week, well, the tactics that they deployed in Minneapolis, we're told, will not be tolerated in the South Bay. We have KRON 4's Dan Kerman with the story.
When we see masked, armed, poorly trained ICE agents breaking down doors without warrants, dragging unclothed elderly people into the freezing cold, executing mothers and nurses in the street, we as federal and local officials have to take a stand.
At a news conference Thursday, South Bay Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren was joined by South Bay Congressman Sam Liccardo to denounce the tactics of the Trump administration and ICE. The two also called for the removal of Kristi Noem as Homeland Security Chief and a halt to Homeland Security funding until changes are in place.
We demand reform. Retrenchment's not enough. Not a dime more to DHS, not a dime more to ICE. We as a community collectively demand accountability. And that means everyone from the bottom to the top requires investigation.
There were also words of support for the immigrant community.
Your city stands with you, and your safety matters.
I want to assure our community that we are going to be here for you side by side. So as you're getting off those trains, you're getting off those buses, yeah, high probability you're going to see somebody in uniform. But if they're not masked, if they're wearing tan and green or blue or black, trust me, they're there for your protection.
But Santa Clara County Sheriff Bob Johnson also addressed the elephant in the room, the concern that the influx of Super Bowl fans over the next 10 days will also lead to an influx of federal ICE agents.
I urge our federal partners, if there is something that you're planning to do in our community, please be transparent and reach out to your local officials. We have to be transparent in what we're going to be doing so that we can allocate resources appropriately to ensure everyone is safe in this community throughout these events. And without that collaboration, without that transparency, it creates tremendous anxiety.
So those who live in this area have made it clear they have people's backs. They've also sent a clear warning to the Trump administration to anything similar to what's going on in Minneapolis will not be tolerated here. In San Jose, Dan Kerman, KRON 4 News.